Johnny Vaughan.
Right, let's hit it.
Radio X.
Welcome to the Johnny Vaughan 4 till 7 Thang podcast. Thank you for downloading us. Please recommend your friends subscribe.
Thank you for subscribing.
Thank you for subscribing. Congratulations. You've successfully downloaded the Johnny Vaughan 4 till 7 Thing podcast, bulging with goodness and added value.
With no $9,999.99 price.
Casual attire, a must. Casual attire, a must. Dress casually or formally. Casual and formal attire.
Sit down, pour yourself a taboo.
The right show for the right pair of corduroys. Wear some casual trousers. Wear some casual trousers or some corduroys.
With slip-on shoes.
A zip-up boot. A zip-up ankle boot.
A high-waisted trouser.
Anyway, enjoy the podcast. Gav's just being silly.
Radio X.
If I do sound a little hoarse today, it's because I was shouting a lot and trying to sing like Axl Rose on Saturday night. We all went to see AC/DC at the Olympic Stadium. First of all, what stadium?
Yeah, it's brilliant, yeah.
The sound quality, my God.
Sounded amazing.
Really did.
Yeah.
It was so clear. And they did jack it up during the concert.
They really did, yeah.
It got much, much louder because at first I was a bit disappointed. I think I want to slightly not be able to hear tomorrow. I want that slight ringing in the ear post-gig feeling.
Well, you missed the support band. That was like hearing someone listen to a Walkman compared to
Was
AC/DC. It was so much quieter.
But I had to say, Axl Rose, and this is no disrespect to Brian Johnson, who is tremendous, and Axl doesn't do Back in Black or Hell's Bells as well.
No.
It lacks that strength for those. But in the other tunes, they were playing some early... What early stuff did they play?
They did Rock and Roll Damnation,
which was
and
awesome.
Sin City, and Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be.
Which was still going in my head on
and
the way back.
If You Want Blood. I mean, it was all old.
And I've got to say, his version of Whole Lot of Rosie was just... When it just goes mad into the Never Had a Woman Like You bit. I literally, at one point, I honestly thought my head was just going to suddenly just explode. Literally, like a proper hydrogen bomb. It's like a mushroom cloud of blood. But he was awesome.
Look at all
really
weekend
good,
about people saying, yeah, but come on.
No.
How was he? And I've gone, no, really, honestly, hand on heart. He was incredible.
He was the tease. He really was. His voice so suits the Bon Scott. I didn't know he could hold notes like that. I always thought his voice was a bit sketchy.
Yeah.
I thought it was that sort of sweet child.
It really cut through.
Yeah, but I didn't know he had that kind of strength there. Big Si. I came in and Big Si instantly said to me, "Oh, he's got some pipes on him." But I didn't. I never knew he did.
Yeah.
I didn't know. There was one point he held a note for it was like 30 seconds. 30 seconds. A big shriek. I thought it was a bit weird. He also didn't do his silly snaky dance.
No, he didn't. I
And
think
he
he's
was
a bit.
bang on time on stage.
He was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a report.
I know.
Axl was on time this evening and sang very well.
A little too portly for the snaky dance.
Yeah, he was a bit too poorly for it. And
otherwise-
also he had his foot in one of those Wayne Rooney,
Yeah, boots.
Yeah.
which at the start, when you got a guy who's 5'2", 61, dressed as a schoolboy, and him there, it was like the Crankies have gone to seed. A little bit. But there was two funny things that happened. Firstly, there was an Australian who I was on the tube with the kids and a friend of mine who I went with. And for a second, he looked like a token psychopath. He was just on the train. I thought he was talking to himself. In fact, he was talking to his friend opposite.
Right.
But he was Australian. And I got into conversation with him because I always like to get into conversations with the mad because they're generally much more engaging and interesting. They've got generally new views on life, and occasionally they do hit a good point. I mean, it's sort of carpet bombing. Talking enough drivel, you'll hit a target like I do. But he said something so funny. I was still laughing at it on the way home, which was I said, "Have you ever seen AC/DC live before?" And he goes, "No, mate. I've been to Bon Scott's grave." I was thinking, yeah, that's kind of the opposite, isn't it?
That really isn't seeing AC/DC
No,
live. Yeah.
That's really not seeing them live. and the second thing was, on the way in, I saw this guy. He was just wearing trainers and swimming trunks.
Really?
Yeah, and he was just tattooed.
What, Speedos?
No, like shorts.
Okay,
Quite a
right.
short.
Right.
And then he had like a sort of smallish man bag, but it wasn't really, it was about enough to hold a can. And I was thinking, wow, how simple your life is. Are you ready to come to the gig? Yeah, I'm just getting me swimmers on. Ready. What I was thinking about is that nothing can go wrong. I mean, he can't lose anything. Where did I put my... I've lost my... What? What have you lost? What have you lost?
Maybe he was going to hit the merch hard.
No, I don't...
Maybe he'd already
He was
lost
going to do the whole...
everything.
He went home in merch.
Johnny Vaughan. Radio X. Radio X.
I've got a great story for you. Oh, yeah, water spillage.
Oh.
Sorry, coming up, I had a great story for you. That's now
It's
got
now wet.
No, it's fine. I can still read it. This is about Liam. It's a robot with 29 arms.
I know this story.
Okay.
Well, don't cheese
I won't
salad
cheese
it.
salad it.
You said it in that plonky know-all way.
That's why I said nothing else.
But which means, are we all right there, Sarah? Is it going to contaminate machinery? Okay. It's okay, John. I'll tidy up. Thanks, Big Sight. Big Sight's dealing with his shaking his head. He looks quite cross. I'm sort of, sometimes when I make a mistake on the show, I then prolong this link because I know as soon as we now play the next record,
You've got
I'm
to
gonna
deal
get- I'm
with
gonna
Big
get rollicking. So I know that while I'm on air, I'm safe.
It's your safe house.
It's my safe house, yeah. As long as I keep talking now,
It's
he can't hurt me.
That microphone is your
he's
panic
he's
room.
literally turned round to say, want a bet? Like he's going to come with a spiteful kidney punch.
Tell me about Liam the robot.
Okay, I'll tell you about a robot with 29 arms can strip down discarded iPhones into metals to be turned into new products. Do you know how fast it can do an iPhone in, this thing? It
how
can
fast?
strip an iPhone down in 11 seconds.
Whoa.
That ain't nothing, bruv.
Oh, the woodman suddenly earns his corn with the speed of wit. Listen, right, I've got my phone right. Let me tell you, right.
It does that 2 at a time, yeah?
He can do like that with both hands, right? And he can like unlock with his eyes. I love it when you pass those booths and it just literally offers you all these services. And you're thinking, there's only one guy that's going to suit. That's a guy with a stolen phone.
That's
It says unlock phones, pins, no problem. Can completely eradicate memory, will not affect phone. You're thinking, there's only one guy you're helping there. Anyway, Apple has collected thousands of iPhones, returned to its British stores, is sending them to the Netherlands to be recycled by Liam. Unlike the shredding system used by most electronic recyclers, Apple's robot, nicknamed Liam, carefully separates the main components because they've got platinum, gold, silver and other precious metals inside them, so it knows where to go in the phone.
Right.
So it takes them all out. What I love, though, is when you get these moments that are just really human and they reassure you that computers and robots don't really work. You know, I long have this theory about, how I've always been banging about how humans are, one of our big weaknesses is that imitation is such a sincere form of flattery that anything coming near to us we think is better than us. So that if a car can park itself, we instantly think it's more advanced than we are as humans.
Yeah.
Parking's not such a hard deal, but when we see a computer do it,
We get
think
overly impressed,
that's
yeah.
incredible. And we see the computers being incredible sometimes and not ourselves as humans. It's a terrible thing recorded, but this is a lovely reminder. The trouble is, the lithium battery is quite a dangerous thing. It can burst into flame when removed, which is doubtless why Apple don't give us the option. When the battery starts to glow and goes on fire, it's nice to see that despite Liam having 29 arms and being capable of doing everything, the way they deal with that is a worker steps in using a pair of barbecue tongs and removes the batteries from Liam's grasps and dumps it in a bucket of sand.
That's just so human, yeah.
So human. There you go. Don't worry about the rise of the machines. They need us. They still need us. Isn't that great? You got 29-arm thing there. Go, hey! Steve, quick! Stand here! Sand, get the sand! Sand and the barbecue tongs!
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
Okay, don't panic. Lord Sachs, the former chief rabbi, he's a very wise man normally, actually. I used to enjoy him when I used to listen to him on a radio station that we actually don't own here.
Okay.
But he was always very good when he ever did Thought for the Week and things. But low birth rates, he says, are a symptom of moral decay that threaten Western civilization with the risk of collapse like that of ancient Greece and Rome. But actually, we needn't worry at all. I'm not saying Lord Sachs is wrong, but if you've been to the Hale and Wide Book Fest, or indeed read the Telegraph today, he'd find out that low birth rate is symptom of moral decay. Not true. Addictive television box sets such as Game of Thrones are stopping couples having as much nookie, they don't use that word, as previous generations. So there you go. It's not moral decay. We're just simply watching more box sets.
Yeah.
I don't want to start looking at you both. But I'm looking at you both.
What, trying to figure out what box sets
No,
we're
I'm
into?
just asking you. What box sets? You take over an evening of nookie. When do you get more excited about getting home? When you sort of think, I can watch that episode when we get back. And you're not thinking, I'm going to get back and go.
I never thought of the competition between the two, to be honest.
No.
Never occurred to me.
Mind you, I've got a lot of things I'm trying to watch at the moment. I'm halfway through Game of Thrones. I've got about 7 episodes of Gotham to catch up on.
Yeah.
Plus
Wow.
Gomorrah, I need to get into that as
and
well.
are you finding it hard to get that in
I really
alongside
want to
your
watch
sex
tomorrow,
life?
but I wouldn't have the time.
And what with all the nookie you're having, it's impossible.
I know, right?
Little Simon, can I pick on you for a bit? Yeah. What about you? Would you take Country File
I love
over
Dad's Army.
Dad's Army. The Dad's Army box set is very good.
Hang on, wait a second.
So hold on, that's an old
No,
box
hang
set.
on. You would be dumped.
Let me
for
get
Dad's
this straight. You
Army.
take Dad's Army over what? Say, let me just finish this one, darling. over some passion.
It's so good. It's so funny, but I don't know.
I think Dad's Army is probably very good just to think of during to prolong. You see what I mean? I think the thought of Pike and Clive Dunn going "Don't panic" is that's a good
I
thought
think
to have
that's
in your
got
head.
to
I
be the
might
most insulting box set to choose.
ever anything
my
else.
girlfriend's not listening.
My girlfriend not listening. I know. Don't worry, listeners. He's not popular here either.
No.
He really isn't. Gav, what about you? I know you keep
Well,
very
maybe,
cagey,
I
but
don't know.
you're a very dark figure.
I don't know what old Arsenal DVD.
No, come on, Gav, come on. Well, what box sets have you got into? You just don't have time.
I don't know. The only one is The Sopranos, really, that I can think of. But I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
The
I don't know if-
Sopranos
I
has
don't know if
got a
I ever
few-
had to. I never had to. I was single when I watched that, so I just literally watched
No,
it.
The Sopranos. If you to tell you this, between about series 3 and 5, when he's saying the Russian,
Yeah.
that gets you in the mood.
It-
Okay,
We've
I've
had a
got-
few suggestions.
We've had a Line of Duty has absolutely nuked my sex life. I've done all 3 series back to back, leaving no time or energy for nookie. That's Tim in Harlington. Tim, thank you for your frankness. Woodman?
Yeah, Nat in York says, Suits. My husband has been neglected for weeks. Ha!
Yes.
She's even triumphal there.
No, but there's like 2 exclamation parts of that. It is.
Have
It's there
that.
really is triumphalism. Start rubbing it in.
Radio X.
Right, so are we ready for this, guys?
Yes.
This is genius. Sorry, genius. We've got movement on the Foodsy. Good work, Si. Counting calories may be a waste of time if you're trying to lose weight, despite years of advice to the contrary. Researchers have found a calorie-rich diet packed with good fats saw people lose weight.
I love those good fats.
Yes.
Hang on, the good fats, which ones are they?
Well, then stop the music, because actually, do you know what? I read this one. It says, still counting the calories, new study backs a diet rich in fats to lose weight. You know what we're back to again, don't you? The Mediterranean diet. Basis olive oil again.
Olive oil.
Okay. Let me
So, no pork pies
No,
or
no,
sausages?
Chips.
Oh.
No.
They were put on one of 3 diets, an unrestricted Mediterranean diet, especially rich in olive oil. And there's another one packed with nuts. You know what I mean?
Really?
It's not anything new or groundbreaking.
No,
is
it's
it?
not. It's just for fat Daily Mail readers to enjoy. Okay, here's the deal. Yeah, I tell you, I don't want to upset everyone who's on a Mediterranean diet, but the reason it works is people in Mediterranean countries, you know, they call the Mediterranean diet. It's so much better for you. It's not anything to do with olive oil. It's because if you tried their chocolate, it's rubbish.
Oh, it is awful.
It's
isn't
awful.
it?
Yeah. It
Their
is.
biscuits.
Not even they like it.
Oh yeah,
Their
biscuits aren't
sweets
good.
are rubbish as well.
Their treats are rubbish. Yeah.
Only the Portuguese can make a decent. I mean, do you think this is the Great Spanish Bake Off? No, there isn't, because the cake's
True.
rubbish. Portuguese, they're all right. They're all right. Bit for a Greek cake, not bad.
Yeah.
Germans, good cake again.
Good cake. Yeah.
Portly people.
French can make a cake.
Yeah, well, the French are good there, but I'm looking at more what I call. They call them the olive oil nations. I call them the ham and cheese economies.
It is ham and cheese, basically,
ham and
with
cheese,
salad
yeah.
every day.
Yeah, it is,
with some
yeah.
red wine, yeah.
But the point about it is, it's so hot in the Mediterranean, you can't have chockies in your sweet shops because it melts.
That's true, yeah.
So they just eat less chocky, and they don't need food. Just sort of, you know, but they still like chips, you know. But they're not frying chips in olive oil, are they? But this idea, it's just also, you know what's rubbish as well?
What?
A lot of their biscuits are so disappointing.
I don't think I've even tried to buy a packet of biscuits.
Don't do
in
it, Gav.
Spain.
No, don't bother.
Don't do it, Gav. Just go to Manchester.
Yeah.
Go to Manchester. So I don't want to blow away the whole Mediterranean diet thing. But it's not just to do with olive oil, and that's why it's so much better for you. It's because there's just less crap about that's tasty. In Britain, we're just spoilt for crap. In Spain, they've just got those one really tasty, one flavour patatas chipas. Patatas fritas, you know, those
Patatas
lovely.
bravas.
Yeah, really nice.
good.
And then apart from that, it's like Cheetos. Sort of what's it that you can't wash the orange off your hands ever. You ready to give us a hero?
Yes.
Every day, Gav stuns us with a hero. Here's another one.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
Okay, we all love the idea of a calm pilot in a bad situation. don't we?
Not me.
Anyway, today's hero is a man called Eric Moody,
Okay.
who in 2010 was flying from Kuala Lumpur to Perth.
What did you do?
And they went over an eruption near Jakarta of a volcano, and all 4 engines stopped.
Do you know what? I hate it when that happens.
It's so annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It makes you panic.
Anyway, it says in the report I found that he'd gone for a stroll away from the cockpit. And
Do you know what? I don't even like it when pilots do that either.
No.
When they
well-
sort of do a bit of a meet and greet. Especially if both of them are out.
Well, he came back into the cockpit, and the front of the plane was creating St. Elmo's fire, so static charge. It looked like it was a blaze. And then they looked out either
For a
side.
second, I thought you meant it was projecting the awful film
No,
with Rob Lowe doing the
No,
sax solo.
definitely not
When
that.
he goes, "Let's rock,"
Yeah.
in what is described as the worst ever movie moment, even by the director Joel Schumacher.
Didn't he have a feather or a plectrum earring in that film?
He
as well?
certainly
really
did.
Annoying.
And he breaks off into the saxophone solo and goes, "Let's rock."
Oh God.
Oh man! I spoke to the director of that film about it. I said, "You realise, Joel, you gave us the worst ever movie moment." He goes, "What? Let's rock." straight away, he knew it, which I felt was a real. Sorry, Gav, carry on.
Anyway,
Steal your thunder.
the volcanic ash had started to sand the front of the engines, basically.
Okay.
And they all were glowing red, and all 4 engines stopped. And this is what he said to the passengers.
Go on.
He said, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. We have a small problem. All 4 engines have stopped."
We have a small problem there with all 4 engines.
That he says-
stopped.
"We are all doing our damnedest to get them going again."
He said, "We're
Sounds
all
like
doing
a Python sketch.
We're all doing
doesn't
our
it?
damnedest."
I trust you are not in too much distress.
That's fantastic.
Anyway, he glided the plane from 37,000 feet down to 12,000 feet
Oi.
before they managed to restart the engines. They got them going again because the dust had gone away from the
Wow, man.
engines.
White knuckle
Imagine
ride.
being that cool.
Really cool. We're coming in there. Seem to have lost all 4 engines there, but the cabin crew are coming round with some hot beverages for you and some duty-free goods. Still a chance before we land to buy some perfumes, a wide selection of toys for children.
He was asked
Etc.
afterwards. He was asked about it afterwards, and he said it was, a little frightening.
Do you know what? It all comes from Chuck Yeager. If you read the book,
It does.
if you read the book, The Right Stuff,
Yeah.
which is a great read anyway. Have you read The Right Stuff, Sons?
No.
Well, it's Tom Wolfe's masterpiece. You know the film.
It's a brilliant book.
But
yeah.
everyone imitates Chuck Yeager, who was the first man to break the sound barrier.
He used
And
to test all the test craft, didn't
He tested all the test craft, but this is all pilots have nicked what they call that folksy style of speaking from him. Like at one point, he was nearly in space and nearly died. I mean, he fell from I don't know, it was about 80,000 feet to 10,000 feet. Managed to control it, and all he said when he got down, he says, "Yeah, for a while it got real bumpy up there." It's just amazing, and everyone nicks the way they speak for him. What's his name,
Captain
Gav?
Eric Moody.
Captain Eric Moody. The Johnny Vaughan 4 till 7 thing salutes you. Hey, here's something that always really gets in my craw.
Really grinds my gears.
It really grinds my gears. I was going to say that, but that's playing into exactly this. I'm reading in the Mirror. Hollywood star Kate Hudson. Okay, and let's just enjoy the language here. She told OK Magazine, that source of truth. "I bake a lot when I can. I bake cookies and bring them in. By the way, I love the Great British Bake Off. It's the best show ever." Do you know what really annoys me? I bet you if you ever actually interviewed her and you went, "And I hear you love the Great British Bake Off," she'd go, "Oh, sure.
Oh yeah.
What's that again?
But the bit, yeah, I know that show.
Yeah.
Except not obviously
It's
in my
not
voice.
convincing, is it?
It really isn't. The amount of times I've had this, I've interviewed people over the years, and you've been given that thing like, apparently, like, I was Brad Pitt once, when he said he was a massive fan of EastEnders. And it was a terrible interview anyway, because I interviewed him ages ago for a film, and I had to fly out to Los Angeles for it, and I was on the balcony of the hotel room I was interviewing him in. I was having a crafty fag on the balcony. And I was just having it, and then Brad Pitt came out. I was late for the interview, but he came out and had a cigarette as well.
Ah.
And so I was out there just having a cigarette. So it was just two of us, and he's gone, all right. I've gone, yeah, I'm all right. Yeah. And I go, I said, what you up to? He goes, I got some other European, and he used some swear word. He's got to interview me.
He didn't know it was you.
I said, it must be a nightmare. No, it was me. He said, no, I don't know, some guy from England or Norway or wherever. Wherever the F.
Norland.
Because they just come in and they ask the same questions and you got to sit there. And he thought I was part of the film crew.
You're joking.
No, I'm not. And he said, what are you doing here? And I go, I've got to interview you next, actually. I'm next up. I did get extra time for it, though. Which is quite weird.
Did he laugh?
No, he did laugh, yeah, but it's quite
Really
uncomfortable. We got really, no. Got to tell you, Gav, it was really awkward.
Was it?
Yeah, really awkward. But because then I went in and I said, I hear you're a massive fan of EastEnders. That's one of my interview questions. He's going, yeah. No, I don't. They make a bunch of stuff up. I was thinking, wow, that was like a really big story here.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt watches EastEnders with Jennifer Aniston or whatever.
We're so susceptible to being flattered in Britain.
It's pathetic.
That anyone from Hollywood or anyone famous might like something that came out of this tiny little country.
They always put superstar actors in any football ground. They just get him in there one week and say, Harrison Ford, he's a big Palace fan.
Yeah, he's a massive fan of Millwall.
Yes, right.
He really wants to get stuck in with the Lions. They'll say, I've read before that, like, Kevin Costner, he really loves Arsenal. I've interviewed him. He said, I went to one game, I don't know, soccer.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just rubbish.
Down at Chelsea, they claim that Raquel Welch was a massive fan. Do you know why? She once got drunk with Peter Osgood, the late great. But in America, you're never going to open up their National Enquirer and it'll say something like, Adam Woodyard is a massive fan of House of Cards, the EastEnders star. He's not going to do it.
Carol
They just
Vorderman,
don't.
big fan of New York Mets.
Yeah, exactly right.
Always there at the
Yes,
games.
she's done. Whoa!
Yeah.
They never do it. Anyway, if you've got any really good showbiz claims that you've heard of Americans are a massive fan of things, please send it in. Or if you want to go Britain to America or America to Britain,
unlikely things that
just things we
famous
might not
people
know.
are into.
Things we might not know. We might not know that Jennifer Aniston has actually got a crush on Alan Titchmarsh. We might not have ever heard that. She just loves to watch him garden. It's his hands I love. They're so sexy. The way he works a rose. Loads of you have come out with other Hollywood rumours that maybe we haven't heard. For instance, Patrick's told us that he's heard that Matt Damon loves watching reruns of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on the Freeview Channel Challenge. I never knew that. Gab, what you got in?
I've got here, I've heard Kevin Spacey is a massive Family Fortunes fan.
Kev told me that. He revealed that exclusively, I think, to the Star.
Yeah.
What have you got there, Sons?
Damo says that Will Ferrell is a huge fan of Russ Abbott's Madhouse.
That follows.
Wow. That's a blossom pass. Particularly Les Dennis's Mavis impression.
Well, anyone can appreciate Les Dennis's Mavis impression. I didn't know that Sharon Stone's got a box set of Rent-A-Ghost. Thank you so much, Jasper, for pointing that out. Thanks you very much, Jasper. Gav, you got a couple there.
I like this one that's just come in from Angus in Worthing. He says that the well-known 80s singer Tiffany can't go a day without watching the Peter Kay John Smith's adverts. She says it gets her right in the mood for when she watches Blackburn.
Thank you very much. Hollywood rumours for you.
And this other one from Trevor. Clint Eastwood is a massive fan of Last of the Summer Wine.
Thank you very much. That was Trevor.
Stutch.
Trevor Stutch. Here's a Hollywood rumour sent in by number ends 0640, but genius. Probably not wanting to reveal it because it's such inside knowledge. It's dangerous how close this person obviously is to their entourage.
Yeah.
Jay-Z and Beyonce used to love Gardener's World.
Right.
While Val Kilmer loves Call My Bluff.
Call My Bluff.
Yes, apparently. But apparently Megan Fox is infatuated with the hairy bikers and has all their books.
And also Iggy Pop loves the madcap comedy of It Ain't Half Hot, Mum.
I've heard that, though. I've heard that before.
He insists that it's actually Mom. and not mum.
Okay. Mom.
That was from Gavin. That's
Thank you
brilliant.
very much for all your showbiz gossip. Some real hot stuff there.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris never misses an episode of Antiques Roadshow, which had a damaging effect on the filming schedule of the Delta Force saga.
Yeah, that would make
Apparently they couldn't
sense.
get
Yeah,
out
that
of
explains
That
it.
explains it, actually. It really does. Gav?
I heard that former US President Bill Clinton was a huge fan of late 80s Ronnie Corbett sitcom Sorry.
I didn't
That's
know
from
that.
Jamie in Northwich.
I knew that, Stu from Dulwich, I knew that John Bon Jovi loves Ski Sunday and indeed David Vaughan. That's kind of out there.
Yeah.
Also, Alice Cooper is a self-confessed addict of 80s game show. Give us a clue. Again, that's a sort of given. But thank you very much indeed for sending in all that unlikely Hollywood gossip, which will now hopefully make the national news. Any others?
Mark has sent this one in. Tom Cruise is currently catching up on episodes of Pebble Mill. He's up to 1994 when the guest was Reg Hollis.
That's fantastic. I didn't know that about
Pebble Mill.
That's amazing. Amazing. Pebble Mill at 1.
Radio
X.
Johnny Vaughan. Radio X.
Random graffiti, seemingly meaningless. Random graffiti. Why don't you send it in to us? It all started, I just saw the word lager written in large hip-hop letters on a wall in Clapham Junction. And then you just carried in sending in your examples of just odd and often, well, I would say meaningless to us, graffiti. Seemingly meaningless. Please let us know your acts of random graffiti or ones you've seen. No, your criminal acts. Please tell us what crimes you committed. 83936. No, your acts of random graffiti. 83936 or at Radio X. Here's a beauty for you this week. Under a flyover off the A316, big black letters. Sorry, but this wall was boring. Thank you so much, Becky. It's a beaut. Suns.
No name on this, but they've pointed out there's loads of random graffiti on the cover of the Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil, including Snack Time and Randy 65.
Randy 65's great. You know my middle name's Randy.
Yes. I
Is
knew
it?
that.
Yeah,
it is.
I can actually sincerely...
There's a punchline coming.
No, there isn't. That is it. It's weird. I can actually go up to people and go, hey, my middle name's Randy.
Well, it's Randall.
Yeah, but it's Randy, yeah.
Yeah, true.
No one actually calls a kid Randy. It's
Randy
always Randy or Randolph, yeah. But, yeah, quite odd. Well, either way, with Johnny and Randy, kind of showbiz, yeah?
It is.
I guess if I'd been a country and western star, I'd have been Randy.
Yeah, and you've got your old rhyming slang issues as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I have, but at least I'm not James Blunt. Go on.
It's true. In the Alexander in Wimbledon, there is a toilet with a crack in the top. Someone has written on the wall, scratched in biro, Rage Against the Latrine.
Do you know what I'm doing this week? You've got the sheet of paper.
That's from James, thanks,
I'm
James.
not looking at yours first before I see them. I'm going in
Right.
blind because otherwise I read them all and it's just I love the surprise. Okay, is it mine next? Guess Gav. Yeah, I got that. Okay, here's my next one.
Go on.
This is genius. This is from the Office Stereo at Radio X to us. He's seen Your Mum's Got a Denim Tracksuit. Just too good. Thank you so much from the Office Stereo. Go on, Suns.
This is coming from Vinny on a fence at Gidea Park Station circa 1990.
Go on.
Dingle dangle, I'm a rectangle. I was about 14 when I discovered it. Me and my mate Danny Martin found it funny. Not sure it's as funny now.
No, it is.
Definitely random.
I've got to tell you, it
Very
is. It's
funny.
genius. Gav.
This is on an outbuilding in Parliament Hill Park.
Yeah.
It just says, you don't see anything. And that's from Fiona in Watford.
Oh, it's so much better going in blind. Okay, it's much more random.
I'm trying to do it as well. It's really
It's
hard
much
not
more
to
random.
look at
Okay,
it.
no, you don't. You just move a piece of paper down so you can't see because we've got a big list. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go down now. It's mine next. Whilst working as a civvy mechanic at Camp Bastion in Afghanistan 6 years ago, I spotted written in a squaddy Portaloo. Chuck Norris is scared of Leeds.
That's from Kev, thanks, Kev.
That's from Kev from Leeds. Thank you very much, Kev from Leeds. I bet he is as well.
Radio X.
I read a really obvious story today.
What?
Apparently, not middle-aged people are looking for on holiday. It's not culture at all.
Really?
Not museums.
No, it's not museums.
Lovely weather, beautiful scenery.
No, it's not that. Just remember, or can I just say, Little Si is now on. He's been delegated sound effects for Rainy Day Radio. So anything could happen at any time. Someone has actually texted in to say,
It says, there's no name, but it says,
They wouldn't put a name on it.
Little Si used to really annoy me, but I think I like him now. He's changed for the better.
I don't know about that. I don't know about it. Some listeners might have the wrong idea. Anyway, middle-aged people aren't looking necessarily for culture and nice sightseeing and
a good book.
And a good book and things. No. Apparently they're looking for sun, sea and sex.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it says in the Mail.
So people go on holiday
Yes.
to enjoy themselves?
Yes, apparently.
That's really weird.
They may claim to be expanding their cultural horizons. Can I say, I actually don't know anyone who claims to do that on
I've
holiday.
never heard anyone say, I can't wait to go to Spain this summer. I really need to learn a few things about culture.
In fact, do you know what, Gav? It's a lot more the sort of rubbish people on their gap year come out with.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
and that
it
kind of
is.
age group saying,
Yeah.
"No, it's really amazing in India." Amazing. The culture.
I really found myself.
Yeah, when they're looking for sun, sea and sex. It turns out that's all everyone's looking for all the time.
Irregardless of
Yes,
age.
it doesn't matter. Yes, absolutely right. Okay, so they may claim to be expanding their cultural horizons. It seems middle-aged Britons, well, they're the same as everyone else. They've something else on their minds when they take a foreign holiday. Good use of foreign in the Mail, because you don't get that at home. Turns out that we're still going over there just with an eye on foreigners.
Because when you holiday here in Britain, it's just scones, isn't
Well,
it?
no, it's
Yeah.
much higher morality.
Yes.
Isn't it? But as soon as you're amongst foreigners, according to the Mail, then suddenly all bets are off. Well, the sun makes them randy, doesn't it?
Licentious behaviour.
Of course, lecherously throbbing jugulars. What was that, Simon? That was a very curious thing to throw in, I've got to tell you. The study led by... Okay, what are you going to do with this then? The growing army of older sun seekers... Yeah. The growing army of older sun seekers seem to view trips abroad as a chance to improve their love lives. Experts have discovered. The study, led by academics, University College London, suggests that enjoying sun, sea and sex on holiday is not just for 20-somethings. I never thought it was anyway.
No.
I think the Mail are just doing this just to fire up their readers. Just thinking, hey, love, it's all right, you know, we're not bad people.
That's right.
It turns out we're not bad people. We're just, hey, love, you know that hedonist holiday we're going on? It turns out we're absolutely normal. What we're seeking is well within the limits of normality. Anyway, that's it. 1 in 20 men, 1 in 40 women, aged 35 to 74. Hey, that's way outside middle age.
It is 74.
Yes. And you, no offence, 74-year-olds.
Oh, I hope I'm middle-aged when I'm 74.
I do. I hope I'm there with you. Well, not doing that.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
Normally I turn to page 7 at this point on my tablet for some squirrel news. So I've got a tablet, of course, here. Okay, you ready for this, guys? Because this is going to shock some listeners. Has there ever been an animal as unlucky? Whoops, sorry about this. I'm not just trying to move my tablet below the microphone.
The battery running out on your tablet there.
Yeah, the tablets. I've just got my tablet here. Let me just... What's the word? When you... What? Let
Swipe.
me just swipe another page across. Hang on.
Yeah,
On
go
my
on.
tablet. Okay, there we go. Gav, what was the deal with red squirrels? Why did they vanish from Britain? It's not because grey squirrels drove them out.
Well, it was partly because they do carry that disease that red squirrels die of, but grey squirrels don't. But it's not the main reason. The main reason is that we've...
Why'd you mention it then?
well, because it is partly the reason.
Is it?
Yeah, it's slightly.
Well,
yeah.
how much?
But anyway, well, not much.
Okay, well,
not
don't
much
mention it.
compared
Don't
to
mention it then.
the fact that the coniferous woodland has receded, which is where they like to live.
They like us harder wood.
Evergreen pine trees.
Yes, and we've got a softer wood that's coming, haven't we? Or something.
Well, it's just not...
I don't know, Gav.
Yeah.
The last time I heard it was when we were in the... I was in the Kazi in Bristol after we just finished our show there, and I heard a repeat of you talking about it, and so I was able to soak it up while I was having a...
Okay.
Okay, listen to this. Red squirrels have had really bad luck, and this is the latest example. Red squirrels have a new enemy to contend with, I'm afraid, gang.
Another enemy.
Another
Yeah,
one.
you know they're in Wales, right?
Right.
So they've been driven ever into more sort of older parts of Britain. Yeah?
Yes.
Ye oldie parts. So there they are. But unfortunately, because they've gone to places that are really off the beaten track, and old Britain, and sort of people don't really keep their eye on it. You know, they're sort of unpoliced, and so, you know, they're the wilder areas of Britain.
You make them sound really dangerous rather than the beauty spots
Sorry,
that they are.
Well, they are. It turns out they are. And I'll tell you why. Because they're exactly the sort of place, especially if you're in West Wales, where you get illegal raves. I'm afraid. Hold tight. More than 2,000 partygoers descended on a woodland in Ceredigion in West Wales over the second May Bank holiday weekend. Experts fear the disturbance at a site between Llandewi Breft and Llanfair Llaedawr has scared a whole colony away.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You don't know that. They might just really get into it.
Yeah, they might
Raving's
enjoy
really
it.
British. Red squirrels are as well. They're in Wales. Welsh people are mad for it. We don't know that red squirrels aren't mad for it. Maybe they're just still partying.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to put a positive spin on it.
Yeah, I mean, you're really stretching there, but
Do you think I am?
potentially that could have been what happened.
I'd love to see some squirrels having it.
Yeah, raving. With some
Clearly,
love song.
these squirrels were dancing.
Don't give that sounds like the voiceover on it. These squirrels are having it, having it. These squirrels are clearly having it, having it, having it, having it, having it. The squirrels are having it. Clearly, clearly, clearly. The squirrels are having it. Having
Trees
it,
are good.
having
Trees
it.
are good.
Woodland trees are good. Very good, Gav. And who would it be from? The Woodman, of course. The Woodman with all the best tree gangs.
Radio X.
Okay, Martin in the Radio X office has had a broken tap for over 2 years. And that is what inspired our feature. Martin's Hot Tap. He needs a brand new one. But he can't be asked to get it done. Martin's Hot Tap. Been broken for so long. But what haven't you fixed that went wrong? Gavin, would you stop doing the fix said? It just doesn't go.
I can't help it.
How many of us have we got singing on that now? It's been going for what?
Oh, thousands.
It must be because it's not quite exponential like I thought, but it's certainly well over 200.
It's incremental.
It's incremental, yeah. Incremental. That's all, but that's nothing great, Gav. so's the date.
Exactly.
Okay, we're ready. Actually, no, it resets every year, but the year is.
Oh, don't get bogged down.
God.
In it.
I can't be asked to discuss it. That was a bit Monty Python.
really
well,
was.
not every day, but most days, I should think. Okay. Here's one that came in. This is from Gary the Plaster in Chelmsford. I can't be asked to fix my broken dangling exhaust, so I secured it with cable ties. Good man.
What, plastic cable ties on a hot exhaust?
Really
It's
bad
just a
idea.
beautiful one, and it involves danger and burning. Congratulations, Gav.
This is from PK in Ipswich. I got 6 doors sat in my cellar, been there for 6 months. I told the missus I'm too busy to hang them, but just can't be asked. ARST.
But he has also said,
But they make a great platform for my beers.
"Good man."
I'm guessing he's a carpenter too,
Yeah,
probably.
actually, I'm going to do that. I can do that thing where I don't read what you're all about to read, so it's always a surprise. Sunta,
This one's coming from Joanne, who says, we bought a cute key hook when we bought our house almost a year ago.
Oh, man.
It's still sat on the side.
Me too. I've got one. No, I tell you, I've got it's a row of pegs. I actually went down specially to
And
be
selected one.
I even bought the screws and the right raw plug for the wall. I bought everything all ready to go. It's all there. I've got the electric drill. This is just 2 holes. Can I be asked? No. It's on its. It's still on its. No. It's now in the bin I use to put cricket bats and like tennis rackets. It's just there. There's just a peg thing in there. It's pathetic. Okay, here's one for you, and I've got a key rack as well. One of those little cases for that you meant to put on the wall, so they're all
gone
nice.
up?
No, of course it hasn't. No, it's on the floor with keys in. Okay, here's one for you. Okay, hi gang. I'm going in blind for these because it makes me laugh more. Hi gang. A tiny bit of plaster fell off the kitchen wall when a nail was pulled out of it. It's been there for 4 years and provides a nice focal point when you boil the kettle.
Who's that from?
That's from Damo. Cheers. Gav, go on.
That's brilliant. My back fence lock fell off. It would take 5 minutes to screw it back on, but instead I've opted for a loop of rope to hold it closed for 5 years.
Good man.
John in Glasgow.
Shall I do one more? Okay, one more. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm going in blind. Okay. I bought a new build house over a year ago. One of the kitchen light bulbs went about 10 days ago. Can't be asked changing it, as it means getting the step ladders out, and so As it's still under the 2-year guarantee, I rang the builders to get them to send someone round to change it. Oh, man.
Incredible.
And he's just put result.
Radio
X.
Okay, great news, guys. BBC ditches its dreadful tennis show. Do you remember this last year?
I didn't even know about this show.
Well, this was Wimbledon Today. Hey, it's like Top Gear, but for tennis.
Right.
You know, and the BBC tries to sort of trendy things up, and the crowd at Wimbledon, you know, I'm not going to start talking about the most awful demographic. If you go down there, they are the most awful demographic. No, you know what I mean? They're sort of women from Oxfordshire who like, come on, Tim!
Yeah.
And Little Cy, who
And
goes
Little
to
Cy,
Wimbledon every year.
basically the Little Cy in woman form.
Yeah.
And man form. But anyway,
People who don't mind Cliff Richard singing at them.
don't, man. That was a national.
That was the lowest point in
it was the lowest
sporting
point.
history.
No,
yeah.
in Britain's history.
Really? Not just sports?
No, it was when it was the moment. I think we'll all remember where we were when he decided to open up with Martin Lover. It was the most embarrassed I've ever been in this country.
Terrible.
No, I've never really. I was only 14. Even then, I thought about emigrating. I thought I've had it. This country's going to the dogs. Anyway, the much derided name Wimbledon Today has gone with the old Today at Wimbledon title restored as the BBC ditches its attempt to appeal to younger viewers and new audience. I don't know why they're trying to get more people interested in Wimbledon. Have you seen the queue for tickets anyway?
Yeah.
So the last thing we need is more fans.
That's right, yeah.
And it's not like they get more money by more people watching it. It's the BBC. It doesn't make a sort of difference.
Yeah, whoever's watching's watching. That's
Yeah,
right.
right. There's no, it doesn't make a difference. It just means more people want to get down there and get tickets. They should keep quiet about it.
Is
Okay.
Inverdale involved?
No, Gav, I don't want to even invoke the I word here, but Claire Balding, who replaced John Inverdale, can I say, please don't, not Inverdale, please.
No.
It's his easy charm that gets me. I don't mind John as a man. I've met him a few times, but on telly, it's the way he just thinks he's so good on there. And he just sort of thinks that sportsmen are just relaxed around me. And that's the way he comes on, like because I was drinking with them all last night in the bar.
He's got rugby face.
He's got rugby face, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has, yeah. What do you mean? You mean
Well, he's
clothes?
got a big face
I
that
thought you
other
meant just
men
like-
relax around.
Okay. I thought you meant just like no clothes seem to fit him. Like rugby people. But anyway, we think we've got the best idea for a new tennis show. If the BBC are looking for a trendy new tennis show.
Yeah.
So roll it, little psychon. We won't mess this up. Hi, I'm Johnny Vaughan.
I'm Gavin Woods.
And I'm Cinta Templeton.
Welcome to Baseline. The only sports show that looks at tennis and bass. Coming up,
Jaco Pastorius.
Peter Hook.
I'll be having a knock-up with Manny and talking about the Roses' new tour, plus John McEnroe's talent as a commentator.
And Bruce Foxton and Boris Becker will be talking about their baselines.
And whether the Jam will ever get back together.
That's right.
It's all part of Baseline, right here on BBC. Coming up, John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin. He'll be talking about how embarrassed he was when Cliff Richard got up and sang. Plus, we'll be looking at old footage of Bjorn Borg and listening to the sound of the Stranglers. It's all coming up on Baseline. So, all right, that's enough of that.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
I got caught doing yesterday.
What?
First time ever. I suddenly realised every time I go through doors, even on trains that are, automatic doors,
Yeah.
I always go, shh, like Star Trek.
don't.
Yeah, I've been doing this since I was a kid.
You know what that sound is?
What?
It's an air rifle backwards.
No, it's not.
It
it's
is.
It's the doors on. Is it?
Yeah, that's the sound effect.
Is it? Is that the sound of
Totally,
it?
yeah. It's the sound of an air rifle backwards, slowed down.
Clap in the woodman. Is it really? Are you sure you weren't told that? You repeated it to me.
I'm now really worried that it's not
I
true.
do it all the time, Gav. I'm forever repeating lies that have been told me. I go, no, it's a fact. That's the only thing. That can't be true.
I'm
And
gonna
a lot of
look
the
it
time
up.
I do it on air. But anyway, I go through sliding doors. I was doing it in Sainsbury's. And I went, shh.
Yep.
And this bloke just shook his head at me like an idiot. I think I've been honest, but I just don't even notice I'm doing it. I'll do it the whole way through a train. Shh.
People must have noticed you doing it before, but they've obviously not reacted to it.
Well, I've never caught someone looking at me like, idiot. I'm an idiot. Do you make any sound effects in everyday life, Shunter? No, do you make every sound effect? Because I've discovered, as I've got a bit older, I now definitely, if for instance, if I hurt myself, I definitely actually say the word arg.
Do you?
Yeah, actually, I've started going arg. Yeah, I actually say it how it's written.
No, I definitely say ow.
Yeah, I say ow.
Do you say ow?
Yeah.
But weirdly, French people don't. They go aye.
Yes, they do.
Seriously, hit a Frenchman.
Yeah. Aye.
No, don't. He'll go, no, don't hit a Frenchman, but they'll go aye.
Ooh la la.
I don't know if we've got any German listeners. What do you say when you're hit? What's your equivalent for that? I don't know.
Ach.
No, they don't go that. They go. They don't. They go. Oh. I'm kidding. I'm joking, of course. They don't enjoy pain. That's a ridiculous statement. Gav earlier said that the sound of the sliding doors on Star Trek was an air rifle backwards.
Yeah.
Let's just hear that sound. We've never had so many texts in so fast, just telling you you're wrong, Gav. They say they like the show otherwise. The sound effect for doors opening on Star Trek is a piece of A4 paper being put in and out of an envelope.
It is now, apparently.
That's Lindy the dog walker.
Yeah.
I'm not the pedantic type, but I'm sure the door sound is paper being pulled out of an envelope. Everything else about the show is spot on, though. Cheers, Lee. It's nice. It's just one thing, once you start messing with the Trek.
Yeah.
You mess with Star Trek and you will be in trouble.
Anyway, it's true. It is paper coming out of an envelope now.
The
hang
fight
on a
back.
minute.
But that one we just heard is from the original first few series.
Let's hear that again, Woodman.
And that is an air rifle.
Have you looked that up and that's official?
Yes, it is. It says here, when you hear the sliding doors opening and closing on the original series, you hear a bunch of different sounds, including an air gun reversed and somebody's sneakers squeaking on the floor to give it a rubber seal effect.
Excellent. Gavin, you say you know a Foley are the people who obviously do the sound effects for
Yeah, one I saw a program about was the sound effect in The Exorcist of the girl's head turning around 360 degrees.
Okay, this is one that's vital in everyday life.
I'm going to try and do it into the mic.
Okay, Gav.
What you need is two wallets next to each other.
Two wallets. Okay,
Yeah.
well, Gav, just a question. How come you got two wallets?
Oh, so I've got Si to get his
I've been
one.
in the West End dipping, Roy. Yeah, right, cool. I've got loads of them.
It's probably a massive anticlimax.
Got it.
Basically, you just squeeze two wallets together. It's horrible.
And was it two wallets?
It was, according to the guy.
Let's listen
I'll
again.
try again.
Si, can you just beef that sound up a bit? That's nice. That's a good sound. Very good sound. Good work, Gavin. Good radio. Good radio. It wouldn't have made good telly if you just seen it. Just like a bloke being really odd. But there we go.
Radio X.
That was the Johnny Vaughan 4 till 7 Bang podcast. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Gav, did you enjoy it? You're just wandering off to the bin.
I just had to see the bin for a second.
I know what you mean. I missed that old
I'm really
thing.
hungry.
I just missed that. I'm starving. Let's get out of here. Thank you so much. And please get your friends to do it because this is sort of free. And also we're doing abysmally in the chart. I think we managed number 83 in the comedy charts. I try and take it right down and look at the charts.
What is the chart? The Radio X Johnny Vaughan chart.
Yeah, yes. Go to that one.
We're number 83.
Speak to you Monday.
Radio X.